I wanted to turn my headphones off. Oh God, I should have put this on subscriber only. Potent Pondering, I'm back. I just wanted to chit chat real quick. I'm waiting for my stuff to get finished at the laundromat. Just drying so much of my stuff. I should have really did my laundry yesterday, but um, what was I doing? I think I got caught up in something. But anyway, I wanted to come and chit chat real quick. All this drama and shit going on with this whole Rock Nation, Nicki Minaj, and a lot of fans have different feelings about it. So, yesterday, Nikki, she was on Station Head and she was just talking about, things with the part of the conversation that I caught, she was talking about, fans wanting to get the experience of Nikki and not like pretty much the drama. And let me just tell you something, right? You would be surprised. Now, with doing content creation for so long, you have a lot of people who reach out to you now, and I'm saying this like, this is why, like, what really made me realize this yesterday when I was on Twitter and I seen like this post going around, and it was like, the way that certain fans respond to stuff. And I know that when it comes to being a fan of Nicki, we all range from different ages. A lot of us knew about, like, a lot of us are Nicki's age or around, and like we're her age as far as we're peers in respects to age. A lot of the fans is younger, and I think what it is that Nikki is very alluring. She's a beautiful woman, and she has fans that range from young kids up to old grannies and all of that, right? That's very true. But so you have to realize is that a lot of people have different perceptions and they process information differently. But I think that a lot of the times when fans don't necessarily like the drama, a lot of y'all cast them as being not supportive, or they're not fans, or you actually think that you might be better than them. And I really have seen that. I've really seen it through my own eyes. And I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but like, my channel alone, like, this is where, like, let me just be honest, this is energy. It's an energy exchange. Making videos, uploading, doing whatever, right? It's an energy exchange, right? Just because if I don't agree with something about the way that something was handled, it doesn't mean that you're a better fan than me. It doesn't mean you're more supportive. It don't mean that when a family member died that you're gonna get a funeral paid for, or that you're gonna have more access or less access than me. You're not better than me. So the thing about it is that I seen this thing online yesterday, right? And I like to see how people respond to stuff, especially if they have logical sense, and how they get into it. So it was a post where this girl, she said, and it was a podcast, right? And I like the argument that the fan has said, what they said to me, but then I had, like, responded back to them. So I think it was a girl, and I'm pretty sure y'all probably seen it. She was on a podcast, and the guy was saying like, "Oh, I don't get the Nicki hate. Like, I never hopped on the hate train or whatever." And the girl was like, "Well, she went to Nicki Gag City tour. Nicki is immensely talented, blah, 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 whatever, right? Giving it up to her." But she was just like, "I don't like the whole social media thing." I feel like if that girl, like, if, like, say her content basis was like female rap generated or whatever, y'all would cast her away to say that she's fake and she's this and she's that. What if she's just different? Like, yo, and I've learned, like, listen, I've honestly metamorphosized like my whole perception of like fan culture. And it's sad because, and I said this in one of my videos the other day, it's a lot of y'all who I love y'all. I love y'all energy, but when I be seeing y'all on social media, sometimes it be turning me off how the lengths that you will go to be evil. Like, that shit really turns me off. But back to the message of the video is that I'm happy that Nicki, because listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, and you might not like that I said this. Yesterday, when she said that about, she realizes that a lot of people are not here for that. You're here for the escape. You're here to get away from whatever it is that you experience. Yes, yes, yes. That was one of the best things that she said all week. That was one of the best things that she said all week, because it's true. Because so many of the other fans, if you don't want to get involved in that, they'll say you're fake. Whatever. And I guarantee you, most of those fans who don't like that, they probably, and listen, baby, I don't want to reduce you to a cash or a dollar payment, but money talks and bullshit walks. But it talks, right? Like, so when these people going in a wallet and they supporting or whatever, just because they have an opinion that may be different than yours does not mean that you're better than them at all. Some people could look at a situation and be like, this is messy, I don't like it, you know. And a lot of people, believe it or not, right? What I want to say is, a lot of people are so drama driven. What I've recognized, I've seen how they respond under. Listen, one of the things that I hate the most, oh my God, listen, this is going to be layered because it's just so much data that I've been fed, like, mentally within the past few days. So many people are so fake, and I respect the ones who say what they mean and mean what they say out loud than the ones who hide their hands and they do little sneaky shit. I want to tell you this right now. I follow this person on social media. They follow me on Twitter, and we follow each other on Instagram and on Twitter, right? And one of the things that I hate but I love is that when you follow people, their comments come to the top. I remember the other day when Nicki posted that thing about Megan Thee Stallion and Jay-Z, and remember the Shade Room posted it? I literally seen this big bar page, and you would be, listen, and maybe they're writing incognito because they're not posting under a bar page. I literally seen the person who runs this page. They were in the comments on the Shade Room saying something crazy about Nicki and her husband. And guess what? Yesterday, because listen, we got this Foxy Brown chat. All of my like old school foxboogie.com fans or whatever, we speak in this chat, and I really like it because we don't be trying to expose each other. We talk about stuff openly, and it's just like a great place. I would advise you that if you have people who you trust, there's so many different people across fan bases who shady, who they try to do copy, they try to screenshot shit that you said, and nobody is like violating nobody, but I feel like people make it seem as though that, like, whether it pertains to Foxy or whether it pertains to Nicki, that you can't have an adverse opinion, or, you know, anything that I say, I could say publicly too, and I always do, right? But this person, I shared it in a group and I said, yeah. I screenshotted their Twitter page. I screenshotted what they said on Instagram. I said, do you see what this person just said on Instagram the other day? Comment went viral under the Shade Room. Like, when I say viral, it probably had about 8,000 likes, right? Comment went up. But then when you look at their Twitter page, multiple Nicki love Nicki. People are fake. They fake. So when I could say on this channel how I didn't like a certain thing, or if I didn't feel a certain type of way, I think that my channel itself, it speaks. It's a diary. If you look through it, I've never, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying this for me. This whole thing is not about me, but what I'm saying is I think that as fans, as we grow and mature, we need to give people the space, as long as they're not being disrespectful, right? As long as they're not disrespecting Nicki, we need to be able to give them a space to have an alternate opinion, because people don't grow from not people don't grow when it just becomes like an echo chamber of, you know, what you want to hear. Or imagine this, right? And I'm gonna say this, right? You know how easy it would be for me to get on here and to, like, say Nicki is mad at something, and me to just be like, right, up, and just go in, right? It would be too easy. That's too easy for me. I feel like, honestly, I'm way too smart to do that, right? And most of the time, I'll tell you this, 95 to 97% of the time, I agree with her wholeheartedly. There are some little instances I'm like, damn, like, you know, like, for example, it was this TikTok situation that happened the other day, and this guy was on there, and I think Nicki commented on, like, on his post or whatever, saying like something about an update or whatever. But when I went to actually look at the guy's TikTok, so many people were enraged. She actually posted it on her page yesterday. But when I went to the guy's TikTok and I actually listened to his TikTok, he was actually in support of Nicki. He like, oh, no. I'm saying, Nicki, sue Rock Nation, sue them. But I don't want you to do this online or whatever. And honestly, we can't tell a person how to act, right? But a lot of y'all hide behind that for the sake of getting the dopamine of drama. A lot of y'all, listen, baby, and this might be a realization for you to look in the mirror. And shit, sometimes, like, I don't have nothing going on. That's why I'm waiting for my clothes to dry. But a lot of people, they lack in the self-development in a way, or they either grew up with like drama, and they love trauma and drama. They get their dopamine hits by clicking on the blogs and seeing people getting dragged in the comments. People love and live for that shit, right? So when Nicki is acting out in this type of way, it gives you a reason to go online to talk about Beyonce's beauty and call her old. It gives you a reason to call her mother all types of names. It gives you, and I'm not saying it's just this fan base, but what I'm saying is that some people feed off of that shit. To me, that's a turnoff. And I honestly sit back from a bird's view and look at people and see how they react. And you might not like that about me, but I do, because how you do anything is how you do everything to me. I'm telling you, how you do anything is how you do everything. Just like, let me tell you, I wish, no, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it because savings are good, you know? Checking is good and savings is even better. But I'm gonna save that. But so many people, and you, so what I was trying to like connect to what I said in the beginning of this video, I've done this, I had this channel since 2019. You wouldn't believe how many people reach out to me on the back end, and I'm pretty sure other creators have this too, where they don't agree with certain things, but they are pro Nicki, they are, you know, supportive or whatever. Like, let me tell you something. One thing I said on Twitter days ago was like, I don't like that. I don't like a person, and this is more so me, my opinion. I don't want anybody around me who I feel like will allow me to crash out. And then guess what? Once you crash out, and then I'm facing the snowball effects or the adverse reaction, you like, oh, LaRon, you deserve more, and it's unfortunate you going through what you going through, and honestly, that's not going to do anything for me. I don't need your sympathy. I don't need I don't need none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, hold on a second. Let me just see. Misery loves company. Right. Exactly. So, and then that's not on, and that's with also saying that, like, if anything, you know, Rock Nation did, or any of the associated, like Live Nation, if somebody was fucking with her tour and, you know, she's owed money or whatever, get your money. Definitely. I just feel like I'm happy that she said yesterday that she knows that people are not there for that. She knows that people see her as an escape. Her music, she said, it's yours. She said the music is yours. It's the culture. It's that. I was like, this is one of the best things Nicki said all week. This is one of the best things to me. To me. You might live and love the mess. And I hate to say it, babe, but a lot of people don't have nothing going on. And you would think that with what Nicki taught us as fans, to get your bag and to be this and to do that or whatever, this is new Nicki type of vibes, right? This is new vibes. Like, she ain't really been like that. Like, coming out, naming it, she never really did that. And a lot of people, unfortunately, right, you ride for who you ride for, but when you look at, like, I felt like this situation right here, you see the bottom feeders, right? You see how the Cardi fans, they don't try to align with like the Beehive, and it's like, I be looking to see, like, there's so many different tweets where people are just like, they're happy that this is happening. You know, they trying to use this situation, say like, oh, Nicki is broke. You know damn well that girl is not broke. They saying all types, oh, the drug use, and it's like, listen, I see it platform to platform. I don't know if you on Facebook or not, but it's just like, people treat, Nicki is hip hop royalty, but people treat Beyonce and Jay-Z like they're on a level that can't be, you know, like they can't do no wrong. And I'm here to tell you, Jay-Z and Beyonce can do wrong. Nicki can do wrong. Any of our favorite artists can do wrong. There's nothing special about them, just the fact that they're in the public eye and they have more money than us, and, you know, they are talented. That's it. And I mean, we have our own talents and our own rights. We do. We do. We can't just, you know, give everything to celebrities or public figures. We have our own talents and our own rights. Some of y'all, like, are amazing in the field and the careers that you work in. It doesn't matter if you are an entertainer or a social media influencer or a rapper or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, no one is worried about Smelly BBL, oh God, and her low rent fan base. But you notice how when things happen, they be so quick to attach themselves like, oh, Nicki is broke. And this whole shit started. Let me tell you this, right? There's this page on Twitter called Exclusive Media, right? I feel like it's connected to this page on I gotta do more research on that. But anyway, it's this page called Exclusive Media. And I remember this page came and followed me like last year or so. But I'm telling you, I'm one of those people, like, just because a person follow me, I go through their page to see, who is this? Like, why, what made you just come and follow me? Because I'm trying to see the pipeline. Like, well, did you follow me from, did you know about me from YouTube? Like, what is it? Then I look to, listen, I do a whole analysis. I go to their page and I look to see who they follow. And I be like, oh, you messy. Like, this is why, yep, I analyze shit like that. You don't just follow me and I just don't look. I don't care if I get 50 followers in one day. I'm looking to see, like, who is this? Like, you know, but that's just me. But this page followed me, but then I noticed that when I went through their tweets, it was everything negative about Nicki. So I'm just saying, like, if you follow my page, why would you think that I would want you to follow me? You're following me to suck energy or to see what I'm talking about. No, I gotta block you now. There's no need for you to come up on my, there's no need for me to see you. But what I wanted to say is, that page started to push that old narrative from Ken Barbie. They pushed that the other day. This is why this whole broke thing is out. I know you probably know what I'm talking about. The exclusive media, like, oh, Nicki has this or whatever. They started that the other day. That page lives for. And let me tell you what's also trendy right now, what's going on. Yeah, the other day too, this page followed me. It was a Nicki Minaj page, right? And then I clicked on it and everything was negative about Nicki. That's really popular right now too. People are doing that. The other fan base is infiltrating. They're setting pages up, making it look like they're a Nicki fan, and then they dragging her, saying all types of stuff about her family, her child. It's like people are sick. Let me tell you something, and listen, I'm only saying this because I care. If you subscribe to my channel and you follow my content or whatever, you know the type of energy I give up, right? I could talk about the music as it pertains to Cardi. I give my opinion. I might say some funny shit here and there or whatever, but I never truly demean her. You know why? Because my energy is different. I don't have to do that. And honestly, it doesn't make me feel like I can say what I want to say about the music and how I feel about your existence being here. And I can say a little joke here and there, but I'm not tearing down your family. I'm not saying anything like that at all, right? I want to tell you this because I care about y'all, the ones who fuck with me on this channel. What you say, it will come back to you, whether it's publicly on the timeline where everybody can see it, or whether it's in private when they get you, gotcha. It's going to get you. Be careful what you say about people. Like, I understand that this is a whole fan culture and we could say funny stuff or whatever the case may be, but when you get to a point where you're saying the nastiest things about people, like, it's going to come back to you. And maybe, and you know what I realized too, because I feel like I could be preaching to the choir saying that some people's lives are so fucked up that they like, baby, I done grew up fucked up. It don't even matter. It's like I am at the worst of the worst. I am living in it right now, and that's all that I can give off. Because let me tell you something. It's this one Barb that I follow, right? I noticed this, and I think that she feel me because when I be posting stuff, like I be like, I love the smart Barbs who can convey and who can convey a message without having to tear down somebody's spouse, mother, their family, or whatever. Not talk about their kids. I love people like that, and y'all probably know who I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna say her name. But I see this girl moving like she's a whole nurse, moving, traveling over to London, going to Africa, doing whatever the case may be. Every time I see her post, whatever Nicki is on, she's on it, but she has a different tone. It's just like, you know, pay Nicki her money or do whatever. She ain't never talking crazy, gritty, nothing about nobody. You got to realize that comes with a certain air. It comes with, it comes different. And I don't know if you giving it up like that, and I don't know if you truly care, but I'm telling you, it's going to come back to you. It is. It's going to come back. I promise you. So be careful what you say, and maybe you don't know it, or maybe you don't realize it. I'm not trying to micromanage or police your fan interaction, but a lot of y'all, let me just tell you this, right? I respect the people who come and they be fully transparent as themselves. The ones who I don't respect, and I don't want to hit nobody at all. I don't want you to feel hit, but I'm just telling you honestly how I feel. And people, honestly, they feel like, you know, they feel as though like all of us content creators, like, oh, we're clout chasers. No, if I was a clout chaser, baby, I would be doing multiple videos per day. Actually, next month when I move back home, maybe I'll have a little bit of time, like in between time to do things like that. But I would be going way extra hard, but nobody ever speaks about how content creators get burnt out by subscribers too. Baby, they ain't gonna tell you that because most of the times they are you're the source of the money or whatever. But a lot of them do get burnt out. It's the conversations being had behind the scenes. A lot of them do get annoyed. They do. And that's why, like, it hurts me sometimes. So I'll be like, yeah, I gotta block this person, or I gotta block them and unblock them so we ain't following. I've did that to a few. I'm like, I just don't really, and you may not like my thoughts, but let's be open and let's be transparent about some shit. Real talk. But oh, so what I was trying to say about the girl was, yeah, she's so supportive, but she's successful and happy in real life. And this is just my example, right? I see how this girl moves. I follow her on Instagram. I follow her on Twitter too. She moves unencumbered. Her life is great. Her sons is very well taken care of. The girl get money. She get money. I'm just building you a profile up. Do you think that a person who is getting money, traveling, going all over, buying all types of Nicki merch or whatever, she's not online going crazy on damn Beyonce and Jay-Z and saying all types of crazy shit. She's not doing that. The energy is, and I feel like the energy is just different when you move different. That's all I'm saying. That it's way different. Some people will get up and listen, and I'm not saying the flip side of that is people say nasty things on a daily basis about Nicki, nasty things about her son, her husband, right? Then people are gonna be met too with that. And I think that what happens is that so many people see the attacks and they feel as though that they gotta match that energy. And I always tell y'all this, right? And this is why I think I have the ability to keep it so real. Is that I remember like before I was speaking to Foxy Brown in the inbox, and so many people was getting in her comments calling her deaf. And I don't know if y'all realize or if you're a part of that either, because recently people feel some sort of they feel like it's some sort of friction going on with Foxy and Nicki. You can have your disregard for a person when you start talking about their just their health and stuff like that. It's going to come back to you. Let me tell you this, right? And I don't say this proudly, but I remember for years, Little Kim called Foxy Brown deaf and, saying stuff like that. Remy Ma too. And you might not think that this is, you might not think it's a coincidence. Little Kim's daughter was born with a deformity to her eye or whatever the case may be. You called this woman deaf for years. You called her, you made fun of her health for years. Remy Ma, didn't she have to go get IVF? She lost a baby and all of that too. And you called Foxy deaf more than once. I'm telling you, God will get you. Karma will get you. You might think that it was just a happening. Kim daughter, you don't listen. And that's where Foxy gripe was at before too. She was just like, it's not like she said that, oh, your shirt is too tight or, you look fucked up or whatever. She said, you talked about my hearing. Like, that's a serious matter. And some people, y'all just insensitive because you're hiding behind a fake profile picture. It's like you feel like you could just say what you want to say, but I'm telling you that energy is going to reach you. It's going to reach you. It's going to reach you and greet you. It's going to reach you. It's going to greet you. And you might not listen. So many people are already suffering, and not just, one side, on all sides. So many people are already suffering so bad in life that they just get online and they just, and they just unleash and they just say the craziest stuff. That's real talk. But so to make my point about Foxy, one time people was in her comments just talking crazy to her, and she said to me like, hey, why aren't you in the comments? Like, why aren't you combating these people? And I pretty much told her like, yo, I'm grown, like I'm not doing that, and I don't want that type of energy going back at me either. And I think it kind of pissed her off. She was like, Nicki's fans ride for her. But you also got to realize, Foxy, back when we was on foxboogie.com, that was back in 2003. If I'm 42 years old, I'm not moving the way that I did in 2003 and 2006. That is a long time ago. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not doing that. No. Even when I do be online, I don't even really do that for Nicki. I might say something like if I feel like there's some funniness going on with the Cardi fans and they trying to boost her up or whatever the case may be, I make my post about it. I don't go looking for comments. I don't live in the comment section and nobody tweet at all. No, I don't do that shit. I say what I say on my page and I move on and I move it on. That's it. But if I can tell my favorite artist that I'm not getting in the comments arguing or whatever, but I still love you, and I know that anybody on this channel, you know how much I love Foxy. She's my favorite above all. Don't matter her downfalls, don't matter her hearing, it don't matter how much that certain people want to call her a flop, and then you liked her via Nicki Minaj and you don't really like her, and now you feel like she's this or whatever. She's an icon to me. She's a legend. I will always rock with her. But there's certain things that it's like I'm just not giving it up like that. I'm not going to war for none of that. Because at the end of the day, when you lay down, I got to deal with that energy. I got to be like, damn, you said this. I'm not doing that for nobody. These celebrities are human beings just like us. No. Not doing it. It's almost, it seems most stands have arrested development. That's crazy. What's up, CORY? Oh, you must have changed your name recently. I don't remember your name being that. When you do things in the dark, it must come to the light? That's true. What's up, Gina? Shout out to Gina. I see you in the building. Make sure that y'all check out Gina. Giant shares information too. So I like people like that. She's very humble. I appreciate you, Gina. Those likes on Twitter are botted. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't fight. I don't like that type of energy. Yeah. And then most of the time, these people is blessed. It's like these people are put up. You know what I'm saying? You getting online saying all of this negative stuff about about an artist, and it's just like at the end of the day, these people is going back to live in mansions. It's like where are we at? What are we doing? We can have a listen. I love doing videos and uploads and saying funny shit, candid funny shit at the drop of a dime. It's fun. It is. I do that because I know that the audience likes it, but I don't ever get to a point of just trying to like go in. Like, I'm gonna tell you this, right? I have viewed this video online, and I was actually, maybe I should save that for my video, because I got to think if I really want to hit that angle. But it was something that I know that people are not probably gonna like, but it's not really rude. It's just my perception. Let me just say it. So y'all know that I do a lot of content coverage on whether it's like Cardi B, right? So I hate to say this because I don't think that this is rude or demeaning, but I do feel like it's noticeable to me. And I know that celebrities live completely different lives, and I know that they get busy. They have different things that they're, they're task saturated, and they have a lot to do. And especially for her, she about to come out with her album, so I know that she's working on that hamster wheel, right? But what I noticed was I seen this video on Twitter earlier, and it was just like she had brought her kids to Disney World. That's cool. Her daughter, her kids are beautiful or whatever, right? My gripe is really that I just feel like she's not really like an authentic rapper. Like, that's just how I feel, and I don't like the manipulation that Atlantic Records try to push her in the spot and make her more than, right? Y'all already know how I feel. But what I noticed is that, you remember how when they had that whole blow up with Offset or whatever, right? And Offset was saying how her daughter said that she missed her mom and stuff like that. And she kind of got ahead of it by saying, oh, he recorded my daughter and she said that she misses me or whatever. Now, her older daughter, they spent a lot of time together because the pandemic happened. They had that type of rearing. But what I wanted to say was I noticed in these videos that she shared from Disney World. See, I'm just telling you, I think differently and I pay attention. And maybe you caught this too and you just didn't say it. But she had this video, and it was like she was at Disney World with her kids, and I just felt like her daughter, her baby daughter, was swatting her away. Like, so used to the damn to the cousin, I guess, who's the babysitter or nanny, because she's gone so much. That would hurt my feelings. Let me tell you this. I told my niece this, who just turned 18. So first, let me execute that fully. So it was two videos. It was one when she was standing there, and I guess they was watching fireworks, and Cardi was video recording the fireworks, and the baby was with the cousin. Now, I would think that if the bond was really deep, that once Cardi would have came back from wherever she was over at Fashion Week or whatever, that baby would have been glued to her. That's scary to me. And I'm not saying this in a way, and this is why I'm saying, like, there's ways to convey commentary and content without having, I'm not saying, damn, this is what I'm not doing. I'm not saying, damn, bitch, your daughter don't even like you, or your daughter don't want to fuck with you, or whatever. I didn't say that. I just noticed that from that video with your daughter being in the arms of your cousin, it's almost like that she was the mother. And the baby, if you look at her, even in that video, she was trying to like getting away from her, like, you know what I'm saying? And we know that she's a provider of all her lifestyle, everything, right? We know that. But then it was like they was on the train going somewhere in Disney World, and her daughter was in front of her, and she was like, oh, culture, or whatever the case may be. And then the baby was next to her, and as soon as she put that camera on that baby is so young, she not even old. It was like she ain't even want that. She was just like fanning the camera out of her face. I said, oh. But I wouldn't get online saying, oh, BITCH, that's why your kids don't F with you. No, I think that Cardi is busy. And listen, the reason why I think that connected with me is because my 18-year-old niece, right? Her mom, who did the same thing to her when she was younger, she was just telling me the other day, she was like, my mom really needs to spend more time with my sister. She was like, I don't like the fact that my little sister, who's like, she's three years old, she's like, she be calling me mommy sometimes. She was like, I don't like that because my mother, she tries to be so busy and keep herself busy, where I'm the one who's really with her sister all the time. So let me tell you something. One thing that you can't take away from a kid is what they experience, and like that's gonna shape their minds forever. It's gonna shape their mind forever. And the reason why I know that, because my niece broke my heart one day when she was like 13 years old. She was like, when I was in track And my mom, I assumed that she was so busy all the time. She was like, one time I got dropped off, from the bus after, the track meet or whatever. And she said, I'm thinking that my mom is so busy, but I came home and she just had a wine glass in her hand sitting on the steps, like, with the neighbors. And she was like, damn, I came in third place in the run. Maybe I would have got second place or first place if she was there. She said, maybe I would have ran a little bit faster. When she said that, that shit broke my heart, like for real. It broke my heart, but I'm gonna tell you this too. When I try to be logical, right, I understand that even with my niece mom, she's an amazing mom. She's a great provider, but she's not really nice. And I don't know if a lot of y'all experienced that, right? She's not really nice. And what I mean by nice is that she grew up with a mother on drugs, living in like a home with her grandmother, who was taking care of multiple of the grandkids, because and believe it or not, coming from the 80s, all of her mother's her grandmother's sisters, they were all on drugs too. So all of the kids was just being watched by grandma. The uncle was living there molesting the little girls and stuff. So her mother has a lot of trauma. Her mom doesn't really feel like, when she grew up, nobody really had grace for her, but she does great things for my niece, but she's just not really, she's motherly, but she's not really kind. Like, my niece had gained a little weight or whatever, and and my niece mom started throwing in her face like, you need to fucking lose some weight or whatever. And then my niece basically told her, she was like, mom, like, you are a doctorate level psychiatrist. Why would you be talking to me? She said, would you talk to your clients like this? You ain't my motherfucking client. This is a doctorate level psychologist. This is why I try to tell y'all, like, people who are psychologists, they kooky and quacky too. They are kooky. Listen, we be trying to go to a psychologist. Most of the time, they cuckoo monsters. They are kooky. Listen, I have the recorded audio. She was like, this is why I got you. She said, go cry to your therapist about it. This is a doctorate level from a reputable school. When I tell you, so yeah, on the outside, you be like, you live in a nice home, you got a nice car, you get to do nice things, your moms give you money, but there's a lot of trauma there. And it's like, like, yeah, it's crazy. I don't even know how I got off talking about that, but it's really, really sad. The psychologist needs a psychologist, yes. But I'm telling you, if you notice from a lot of people, a lot of psychologists have their own issues. They do. A lot of them have their own issues. But yeah, that was more so the point of this video. I wanted to say is that I was happy that Nicki said that about, people not being here for the drama, people not wanting to, see everything that's going on and just merely just here to just experience her and the music or whatever. There's a lot of people who, I'm telling you, they reach out to me and they just be like, oh my God, why is Nicki doing this or whatever? But they're scared to put it on the timeline. They're scared to do it because they know that y'all gonna try to make them seem like they fake, and that they got real money and they've supported. These are people who've been to multiple shows, buy every merch drop and support. You got to realize some people truly are here just to support. And also, I wanted to say this, right? So when I made this post, when I quote tweeted this post, a person commented, they was like, oh, how is this girl gonna say that? And why didn't she speak on this with, the Jay-Z? Like, she didn't even know about Desiree's situation or whatever. Baby, let me tell you something. Just because you're into the mix and you know about the latest tea on Desiree Perez and the way that, Nicki may feel about her, everybody don't know that. And just because everybody don't know the tea, or they not in the mix, like example, somebody like me who does content, you probably would expect me to know, or everything that's going on. Like, yeah, and just like how Nicki is kind of revisiting, oh, Desiree Perez got pardoned by Trump or whatever, that happened back in 2021, but that wasn't it wasn't the center of my thought right now. But that is a good take. It is. I'm not invalidating that. But just because you know the latest and greatest and you're up to date with it, and a person is just assessing it, you're not better than them at all. Maybe you're more informed, and that's the thing too, but you're not better than them. Some people, they just like, I just want the music. I want to go to the tour. Like, greatest female rapper alive. I want to support that. I want to get that. And then it does get a little cloudy to certain people when everything else is going on. Who am I to say as Potent Pondering, be like, you know what, Roger, you're less of a fan because you didn't know XYZ. Nah, you're not. So let's see, Azzy, I don't even see them. Yeah. But anyway, how long I've been up here? 33 minutes. My closes are going to be done in about 10 minutes. I just wanted to come in and talk about that and say that I'm happy that Nicki said that, because a lot of people don't be wanting to be in the mix with what's going on, but they still wholeheartedly support. They do. And I appreciate people like that. Hold on. There's some barbs that swear they know everything Nicki thinks or has going on. Right. You don't know everything. And I don't know. I just like, as you get older, you start to have a different type of like you have a different view of like celebrity and fan culture and shit like that. Yeah, you do. You do. And one thing I notice is from creator to creator, it's easy to say the things that everybody wants to hear, but when you don't, like, I remember before, right? This person who basically was exposed for being a fraud, right? This person used to be on my videos hard, like posting my titles on Twitter and trying to make it seem like, oh, why did they make this title like that? Because it's my fucking channel. I could do what the fuck I want to do. You could never micromanage me, right? Nah, right? But I'm telling you, it was this person who they deleted their Twitter page, baby. When I tell you they deleted it, y'all remember when this whole situation, and my feelings are still the same. Y'all remember when that whole situation happened when Wayne didn't get picked for the Super Bowl and Kendrick got picked in New Orleans or whatever, and Nicki started spazzing on Twitter or whatever the case may be. What did I simply say in my video title? And you see from my content from then till now that it's still been in support of. But I am not a robot, and I am not going to say what you want me to say and make the sweet, and I'm not going to do it. It's always going to be supportive, but I always am going to come from an angle. And so many different people who wrote under that video, they understood where I was coming from. And some of the people who are simple-minded and just get caught up on the title, they didn't. But what I said in my title was Nicki should have shut up. The reason why I said Nicki should have shut up is because I feel like every time something happens with the men, like Nicki reminds me of the girl in the hood who, like, she always gonna have a nigga back or whatever the case may be, and that's good if that works for her. She's always gonna have the nigga back, but when it comes to different, like, where is Wayne at talking about Rock Nation doing stuff to her right now? Where is Mac Main at? Where is Baby at? Why is she? I feel like she always has to go to bat for somebody, and it's like we don't never see Wayne saying, "Oh, Wayne, why ain't Wayne talking about what's going on with her shit with Live Nation and people stealing money from her tour?" So this is why I tell you the sentiments are still the same. I just feel like Nicki, she is a writer, and yes, we do give her credit saying, "Oh, she got more balls than men" or whatever, but she shouldn't have to be like that. Why they not speaking for her? Why they not going up for her? She deserves that. She's a woman in a male-dominated industry. So when I see stuff happening with Drake or, Lil Wayne not getting picked for the Super Bowl or whatever the case may be, yeah, I understand that she's going to have some sort of feeling towards it, but the way that she rode hard for it, you can't tell a person what to do. We can say that. That is the disclaimer. You can't tell a person what to do. But I would like for a person that if I ride for them, I want to see you ride for me too. I want to see Lil Wayne post a tweet, and it's just like, and you know what happens to start making her, people feeling like she look away? Because when she do it, she's the only one who's doing it. All she has is her fans. So we always support her, when she's facing adversity or whatever. But where are the industry heads? And it's just like Drake just come out of nowhere. He drop a song, he gonna be #1 next week. We never get, it's always silent. It's always silent. They don't seem to be supportive, although she rode for their asses. And this is what I'm saying. So when I make my motherfucking title and I say Nicki should have shut up, but the contents of it is in support of, and I felt like she shouldn't have said XYZ, I can't, baby. I'm gonna tell you something, right? This is my existence and my experience from a creator. I can't give you what you want to hear on every other channel. If you want those dopamine hits and that easy content, why don't you turn into be a content creator? It's not hard. Why don't you upload videos, say what you want to do, if you be super Kool-Aid sweet all the time and do that? No, I want to be objective. I want to be objective. I want you to be like, even if you disagree with me and say your reason in a constructive way, yes, I like to be. I don't want to have a whole channel when I turn around years later and I just said what people wanted me to say. No. And that's me saying that she deserved more. She deserved to have somebody like, by her side. Like, I ain't hear nothing from Mac Main. I ain't hear nothing from Baby. I ain't hear nothing from Lil Wayne. I ain't hear nothing from Drake. But she quick to stand up for them. Nah, you can't tell me when you reach a point sometime, it's just like, really? Really? I ain't see a retweet from Lil Wayne of none of her recent posts. I ain't see. And listen, why is because Jay-Z paid off some of his tax debt, and then also, right, the TikToker, he spoke about this in a way, and I do agree with it, right? The TikToker was just like, yo, I think Nicki, if they owe her money, she should sue him. But going online and talking about his paternity and doing this and that or whatever, that just, he thinks that, he said that he felt that it was too far. I do too, right? Am I less of a fan? No. Am I less of a fan because I said that she should have shut up and let the men handle it? It's always the one, I'm telling you, and I feel like women get, especially boss women like Nicki, they feel so empowered. They just like, listen, and trust me, I know. When you stand up to a person, it's just like, yeah, I stood up to them. Like what? You get that feeling. You do get that feeling, but at certain times, you got to be able to be like, damn. Why is it? It's like, imagine everything that happened with her tour, even the little incidents, right, that happened on tour with people doing certain things. We have not heard a peep. I want y'all to start recognizing it even in your own life. Realize who really got your back. Realize who really is down for you. And listen, I understand that Nicki will always have a loyalty. And this is why I tried to tell people the other day, Nicki will always have a loyalty to Lil Wayne. No matter how you feel about Roc Nation and Jay-Z or whatever, Foxy Brown will always love Jay-Z. She came in the game with him. So if she posts a picture of her blood brother with Jay-Z in the photo, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, her and her brother had a falling out. I think it was pretty much due to her career and just certain things or whatever. She wasn't speaking to him for a while. But if she posts a picture, why don't she got the freedom to post a picture of her brother and Jay-Z? Somebody who, that's her entry to the game. And there's so many people chewed her. I promise you, go to Foxy Brown Instagram page. I want you to do this. And the messages are going to speak for itself. Go to her Instagram page under her most recent post that she probably made months ago about like some girl talking about her 90s style fat. Look at the comments on that post, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I can't even believe that. Like, I can't believe, to me, it's just like, did you even really like her, or did you only like her via Nicki? Because I don't like Nicki via Foxy. Or vice versa. I don't like this. It's like, I don't do that. So it's like, damn, a lot of y'all really went out there and just really like nailed her to the cross. And that's, to me, that's wrong. It's wrong. Nicki Minaj always stand on business all the time. Let's see. Bitch, that's right. You can respond. Let's see. Foxy can post what she wants to, but the timing was off. Listen, I don't even want to get into the timing because it's a bit, nope, I'm not going to do it. But all I want to tell you is that nobody is flawless. They're not. Also, Jay was not loyal to her. He allowed people to play with her legacy. According to who? I mean, when Foxy was on Def Jam, when Jay-Z was the president of Def Jam, right? When he left the label, he made sure that her deal was taken off, that he got her off the label too. So what do you mean? Like, when you say that he wasn't loyal to her, like, tell me what you mean by that. According to who? But who are you, Blue? I'm looking for a fact. What is the fact? Like, who wasn't he loyal to? No tributes, and people act like 90s was all about Kim. I tell you, listen. Oh, man. All right. So Lil Wayne played with Nicki, and she's still big up to him. Yeah, she's a loyalist. She's a loyalist. I think that Nicki more so had a more professional relationship with Jay-Z in more recent days. I mean, at least publicly, than Foxy. I think that the waters just got really muddy with Roc Nation, especially with Megan Thee Stallion coming through. And, I think on the back end, we probably don't see like certain things that happened. But I think that, I think that any company, when they have an invested, but listen, a lot of y'all can't, you have to rest assured in knowing this, right? Megan, she's beautiful. She has songs that people love, or whatever, right? But if we want to be truthfully honest, like her catalog as of right now and her songs that she's put out, like she put out a new song a little while ago, it didn't really do anything. So it's like, let's be logical about this in a moment, right? What is Roc Nation really doing for Megan Thee Stallion that you feel like in the moment it's a threat for Nicki? Let's be truthful. What is Rock Nation really doing in the moment right now? She's not a threat to Nicki. That's why I be saying, like, y'all be acting like, some of y'all be acting so intimidated by stuff that's not even really a threat. There is, to me personally, there's nothing that Megan could do that could take Nicki off, even with the assistance of Rock Nation. Now I do understand, like, they said that Rock Nation, they have the connection with TMZ, or different negative tropes, and being put out there about Nicki, calling her a drug addict, and certain things like that. I understand that too. Let's see. Damn, I wish Nicki ain't say nothing around Super Bowl time. Nicki is an inherent boss and queen. She sticks up for whoever is in need and doesn't expect nothing in return. That's humility. It's humility, Sierra. And shout out to you, because I see you in my comments all the time. It's humility, Sierra, but it also puts you in it also makes, like, if we want to be completely honest, Nicki has the guts. Nicki is bold, but it turns her into a public punching bag. Why we ain't hear Drake come out and say nothing publicly in the way that she did, and rant and you not rant, because you got to reiterate that. Why we ain't hear none of them come out and do that? Why? No Mac Main, no Baby. I think Baby, all he did was retweet Nicki, like, oh, I agree with you, sis. And that's all he did. That's all. So it's so funny that it's this one individual. Ooh. I remember, because Nicki followed them before. Nicki had featured on their TikTok before. Nicki said this and that, and then all under it all, they turned into being an op. But this person took my video title and tried to get the attention of Nicki by posting it on Twitter. Like, I give a fuck, because the contents of the video was in support of. But why is she standing up when it comes to her, they are silent? Shout out to you, Destiny, too. I see you. Why? Right? But see, people get caught up on the title. You got to realize this is a content creation thing. So you need to make your titles in a way that is going to make a person want to click on it. Sometimes the title may be better than other ones, but at the end of the day, that's how you do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. So yeah, and it did, and it wasn't even clickbait, because I did feel as though that she should have shut up in the moment. But just because I said that, you're not better than me. You're not. There's so many people even in this chat who probably have adverse feelings to certain situations, and they're probably scared to tell you, because you're going to try to deem them as that they're fake and that they're not really supportive. I don't feel like we have the right to micromanage anybody's fan experience or tell them what they are and what they aren't. You don't, because I'm telling you, in the inbox and in the DMs, they saying a whole bunch of different stuff than what they saying on the timeline. And it's not even disrespectful, but it's some people who just really, they do feel a different type of way, and they don't feel comfortable coming out. Now, these are not the people who I told you in the beginning of this video, where it's like this one guy, super fake, runs a huge Nicki page on Twitter. We follow each other on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm telling you, that day when that Megan Thee Stallion and Jay-Z thing, where she posted to her Instagram, and the Shade Room posted it, I seen this person with my eyes get a viral comment under that post, and I see them posting on Twitter under a different look. It's just different. I said, wow. But you would tear a person down, like the girl in that video who was just like, oh, I went to Gag City, I did this, and it's just like, why does Nicki have to do, and y'all tear her down, call her ugly, saying all types of stuff, when she really is just a supporter. Maybe she's not in on the latest and greatest tea like you. Does that devalue her? No. And I think that's why Nicki said that yesterday. She was just like, everybody's not here for that. That was one of the best things she said all week. She realized it, because I felt like she reflected, like, yeah, everybody's not here for that. I understand, like, it's an escape. Like, yeah, I was like, yeah, to me, that was like some real ass shit, because people would try to make it seem like you're not this and you're not that. Anyway, how many minutes? 48 minutes? Okay, my dryer is about to stop soon. Let's see, Sierra. Yeah, it would be nice if Drizzy or Wayne came out and stood on business for the queen. It's crazy how people, they're scary. But as a woman, and not realizing, and the crazy thing about it is right, shout out to Drake. He could come out, he's aiming for a #1. All of the stuff that they try to like go at him about and try to make it seem like Kendrick took him off, knocked him off kilter. Drake is still doing him. He came out with this song as a shock drop, doing numbers, still gonna be number one and all of that, right? Now, to me, Drake, he doesn't have the same resistance as Nicki, right? He's made his mark. He's like one of the most streamed on Apple Music or whatever, right? So it's just like with you being so huge like that, remember, did Drake ever come out at Nicki's tour and perform? Remember the first day he was at her tour, she was like, he don't want to get on stage, and Nicki was on stage performing like, oh, Drake in the crowd, like he don't want to get on stage though. But did he? I feel like did he ever come out? I feel like he did come out one time, right? Did he come out? I think he did come out to one of her tours. Did she do 2 Canada dates? Um, hmm, I don't know. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's Nicki career, so she can. Oh yeah, he did Needle. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I felt like the first time he was there, she was like, he didn't come. He should have been up there the first time. Like, what the fuck? You're at a concert. It's like, what are you trying to experience? This is a female rapper. You're a male rapper. Get up there and support. But yeah, it's always like that with people where they're gonna watch you go to the damn moon for them, and then they just gonna sit back and they gonna benefit from it all. But then when there's some shit going on with you, they ain't got nothing to say. No, I pay close attention to that. And listen, this is like, yo, I remember Little Kim said this, and I know she was dissing Cardi B. Well, not dissing her, but kind of like just voicing her opinion, right? She was just like, I'm sick of people showing me love publicly, and then when it comes to behind the scenes, they don't really want to do the work. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true, because Cardi, she would say everything about Little Kim and this and that, really just so that she could jack and try to like do certain things, like that whole, remember when she dropped Hot Shit and she did that photo shoot in the back of the car, or whether it was that hair that had like the old Fendi print on it, like that Little Kim did back in the day, whether it was she wanted to take her style, or some people are strategic with the way that they show love because they just want to steal from you. That's a true thing, and I can even say that myself. Some people are very strategic with how they show they love because really they just want to get up under you and just take your approach or take your way, and then they really don't like you. Like, yo, that shit is really crazy when you open your eyes up to that. It's like people like what you do and they may like what you have, but they really don't like you. You know? They may like your strategy, or they may like something, about you, but it's something, and it's typically it is a insecurity, and it's something that they don't see in themselves, and it's just like, I don't really like this person, or yeah. That's crazy, Sierra. Do you do content, Sierra? I felt like I'm subscribed to you. How you don't like me, but I'm trying to do everything like me. Yeah. Kendrick was on his tail when he came out. But my point was, is Drake is doing great. He's amazing. He's at the top. He doesn't face adversity. Why can't he speak on certain things? Like, Rock Nation, stop. Even if he put in his stories, Rock Nation, stop speaking on my sis. He'll go and post some old ass photo of him and Nicki in his damn stories. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Where are the words at? But you see how, but what I'm trying to tell you is, and every artist is different. We know how we say like Nicki ain't Beyonce, or Nicki's not this person or whatever. But we see how Drake, he don't ever go online and get into these, he might post little funny stuff or whatever, but like silence is golden in a way. Like it is. But then when you don't address certain things, it makes you look, it does make you look, yeah, he's white. Not everyone like the chattings. True. I just post Sierra stuff. I don't commentate. I'm scared to talk on here. Why? Everybody else is doing it. I don't like when people say they don't like their voice. Start talking more. Start doing voice notes on your shit and start talking more. That's, you know what? As a person and a personality, this is going to be the last thing that I say. And I don't think people realize this. And you're not the only person who say that, Sierra. Trust me, I hear that all the time. But as a person, like, none of us, we all have flaws, right? But one of the scariest things, and I think I hate it because I believe in people so much, I don't like when people say like, I don't like my voice, or when they just pick themselves apart. Like, I remember this girl I watch, her name is Life with Simone. She does story times, and she don't even do it no more. But I remember when she first started doing her story times, I used to be in her comments like, why are you picking yourself apart on the camera? Like, she was like, oh, I don't like this, or and I love this girl content. Like, we follow each other like on on Twitter and Instagram. She's a cool person, but I like to see strength in the person. I don't want you to say like, oh, I don't like this, or oh, damn, like, why does my hair look like? No, they gonna listen. Half of the people watching your shit, they hair don't even look a certain type of way. So you picking yourself apart on camera, so then these people are in turn are gonna use it against you. They're gonna use it against you. Do not pick yourself apart, or don't say like, oh, I hate my voice. Well, start listening to your voice more. Refine it. Like, come up, like you know what I mean? Like, refine like your sound or whatever it is about your voice. Trust me, let me just tell you this. I realize this. Every person, even you listening in the comments, you don't realize it, but even you have an audience. You have an audience, and you have a community that's waiting to support you. You have that, and you just haven't tapped into it. Everything is niche generated. Like, yo, let me just give you an example. I don't know how far this content will go, but I thought about this because I be going into like Dollar Tree. I like going in Dollar Tree or Family Dollar or, you know, whatever. And I look at certain stuff. And with those stores, I be noticing sometimes they be selling stuff that be expired on the shelves. Like, what if you took a camera and just went to stores and just exposed all the stores who had that would take some, you know, it would take some legwork, but it's definitely doable. Like, you know, people be doing that. Or say you had like I was telling like, yo, and I wouldn't advise you to do this in a real way so then they would get you fired. But I was thinking, like, I was telling one of my coworkers this. I was like, you know how people love, especially on Facebook, they love commentary or whatever, right? What if a person made a page where they was just like, and listen, you know, people do fake story times too. It's just for the click and the view and for the money, but it's a way that you could really build yourself up. What if you made a thing where all you did was talk shit about your coworkers? But I wouldn't advise you to do it in real time or talk real stuff, because, or even disclose where you work at, because people will, you already know, you could create a story up. Half of these people doing story times be making stories up because they may have some real ones, but any smart person looking at analytics is like, this video did good, so I need to make something like this, or, you know, mimic that or whatever, right? My point is that there is a community and people waiting to support you. There is. You just haven't tapped into it. You just haven't thought about it. But you judging yourself, you don't want to get on camera, or you feel like you look a certain type. Listen, we all look a certain type of way. We do. We all do. It's this one girl I follow. What's her name? Is her name Apologetically J or something on Facebook? She stressed me out because she eats so much crazy food. She be eating too much food, but she be like, period. She'll go to damn what she be doing? She'll go to Popeyes, order mad food, order that, be like, oh, I got this, period. But she got her own little thing. You would never know this girl because you on Instagram and, you know, Twitter and all of that. But the girl, people be building up their platforms. Like, yeah. So anyway, let me get up out of here. My clothes is almost done because I'm almost at the hour mark. But yeah, have a blessed day. I'm probably gonna try to do an upload later. I need to go to the gym, so as soon as I get home, like I need to be to the gym. Like, my clothes is gonna be done. I need to be at the gym by 1 o'clock, because 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and then I need to be back at 6 o'clock because they close at 8. And I'm getting 2 sessions in today because I've been going off for the past 2 days. I've been like just eating like shit that I shouldn't be eating. So I need to like pump today. Like, I need to get close to like 30K steps today. So yeah, I went to the gym at 5 a.m. You focused, you dedicated. Every time I wake up, you know, I be saying this at night, at Blessed Coco. At nighttime, it be sounding so good. I be like, I'm gonna get up and go to the gym at 5:30. 5:30 coming, I'm hitting that motherfucking alarm. I be like, you must be out your mind. I ain't going no damn gym at 5:30. Huh? No, and then we just have to realize a person like you are, you know, you focused, you laser focused, you know, do you keep doing them 5:30 workouts and, you know, doing all of that. Me personally, I can't do it. 5 o'clock is way too early. Sometimes I'm not going to sleep till like 2, 3 o'clock sometimes. I can't do it. Last night I went to sleep early though. I went to sleep about 1 o'clock last night. No, I can't get up at 5 o'clock. No, my body is that. It's like you got to turn the car on. It's like the wintertime. You got to turn the car on and let the oil generate and get heated up. I can't do it at 5 o'clock. See, I'm saying I can't do it, but maybe I can do it. I just don't want to do it. The earliest the gym will see me on the weekend is probably 9 a.m. And I'm pushing it now because it's 12 o'clock. So let me go get these clothes. And yeah, I'm going to holler at y'all later. I'm definitely going to do an upload later today. Earliest I'll ever be in the gym is 8. Yeah. All right. Y'all be blessed. Peace.